Market News First remembers 9/11 5 years later.
Hi, this is Andrew Coffey. I'm with Market News First, and we're at the Islamic Center of Irving today. It's the day before, it's the eve of the 5-year anniversary of 9/11, and we're going to try and find out how life has changed for people in the Islamic community here in Dallas. And with me I have Jason Yassim Black. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Morning. Thanks.
All right, I'm learning a little bit here.
I can see you're a fast learner. You're retaining information from last time. That's good.
Okay, now you don't look like the typical Muslim.
This is something we all look different. I don't know if most of your listeners probably don't know that there's over 1 billion Muslims, a lot of diversity in Islam. So there's a lot of American Muslims with different shades, different backgrounds for sure. So yeah, I've been Muslim 13 years. Life is much different now for Muslims 5 years later. I think in a lot of ways there have been some good things. It's kind of forced some maturity, if you will, out of some of the community. We've had to do open houses that you came. That's when we first met last year. But you know, I mean, just everything from the war on terror to Islamic profiling to the rhetoric we hear day in and day out. I think probably since 9/11. Islam's been in the news daily, hundreds of times per day, and very little of that's from the Islamic perspective. So I congratulate you and thank you for being here.
My name is Mustaqim.
Mustaqim. What were you? Tell us about what were you doing on 9/11?
On 9/11, I was working overnight shifts. I worked with kids in a group home. I came home and I went to lay down, and sometimes I would watch the TV news before I fell asleep, and then I saw this catastrophe happen, and I was shocked like everyone else.
I am Mubarak Nubiwat. I live here since 12 years almost.
How's life changed since 9/11 for you?
I think both side Muslims in America and American society leaders, they put much effort in order to America become more safer.
So you're saying America's become more safe?
More safer.
Yeah, better. You become more safer.
Absolutely.
What's your name?
Jamila Ol.
Now, you don't seem like you're typical Muslim here. Or are you?
Well, I embraced Islam 11 years ago after studying all major religions. After a 2-year search, God Almighty guided me to Al-Islam, which means the submission to the creator of the worlds.
We're still way behind, and the American public are still, 5 years later, really uninformed. They don't even know what Muslims believe. They don't know the difference between Hindus, Muslims, and Buddhists. They think we're all Eastern. They have no idea about Islam, and to me it's sad, but it's the challenge is there for us to do more.
Islam was being stereotyped, and Muslims were being stereotyped as terrorists. So as a songwriter, professional songwriter, and I wanted to contribute to preventing this and maybe changing this stereotype by creating a song that would be catchy and that would have the message and that Islam is about peace and it has nothing to do with terrorism.
Knowledge is the key, and without knowing, then we live in ignorance. So once people are understanding what Islam and not so scared of it, really cracking the books and opening and reading, then we can all get along, because then there's no Islam phobia or what have you. So it's just knowledge is the key.
We are doing a lot of activities, moving to build more educative kids and generation by having a lot of sport activities.
Were you playing cricket earlier?
Absolutely. We have cricket tournament, volleyball tournament, soccer tournament for adult and kids.
I mean, it's all for us. It's all about, we just want justice. We just want people to be treated fairly, and I think that's what we're missing. And it's hard to look at the actions of a small group of people, whether it's in Afghanistan or Iraq or in whatever country, and just kind of look at it as an isolated incident when the whole planet is really it's not just.
So what's the prayer to put in people's head that if they're watching this? What would be the one prayer would they say to themselves?
May God grant us peace on earth.
How would you say that in Islam?
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Well, this is Andrew Coffey with Market News First, and I want to thank you, Dr. Jason Yassim Black.
It's been a pleasure. Good to see you again.
Can you leave us with a parting thought for the people out there in the internet land?
just as my sister Jamila was saying, it's just about getting information and coming to a common understanding that God created all of us, and we need to learn how to get along, and understanding is a big part of doing that. Coming to the Islamic Center and meeting your Muslim neighbors is huge. I think it's huge, just kind of knowing one another. So.